What is up, guys? My name is Chris from the E30.com, and today I want to tell you guys something more about my BMW E30 325 IS. So here it is, my BMW E30 325 IS, imported from Los Angeles, California. Lived all its way there basically, and moved around a bit between San Diego and Los Angeles. But this is a true California car. When I bought it, the paint was absolutely horrible. The sun really took its toll on the paint and the interior. The whole interior was perished basically. But that did mean that this car was actually rust-free. And I always wanted to own a rust-free BMW E30, because you believe it or not, but here in Europe even low mileage cars can suffer from rust here, because the climate is just too harsh for the underbody of these old BMWs. So I knew if I wanted to have a good solid rust-free project, I had to go to California. Luckily I have a contact over there, which is also a client of mine. I actually sell also a lot of BMW E30 parts and export them to America. So I asked a customer of mine if he happens to have a BMW E30, and he had one, and it was a perfect project. Dave Lee is his name, also a well-known figure in the BMW community, and he really helped me out and gave me the time of my life there in California. I actually flew to him to see the car in person, and yeah, so that was pretty special. He showed me around the car and helped me buy a lot of more North American specific car part stuff. Sorry if I'm rambling, but yeah, I was just really excited back then to import a car back to the Netherlands, close to where this car was built, actually in Germany, which is about a 6-7 hour drive from here. So yeah, let's get into it. So this American car is a bit of a Frankenstein between the US market and the European market. As you might be able to tell, there are some things different from the US model. For starters, this car doesn't have any side lights or side markers, I believe they are called. Usually on the front of the car, about there, and in the rear, at the side of the rear bumper trim, there should be side marker lights. But for starters, that's illegal here in Europe to run side marker lights, so I had to remove them. But to be honest, they also look quite strange in my opinion. I think the Euro bumpers with no side markers just look a bit more slim and give the car a better look and feel. And if we come around the front of the car, you can also see that the headlights are European headlights as well. So normally the American cars come with, I believe they are plastic lenses. Correct me if I'm wrong, I removed them because they just look ugly and the light output is just horrible. So I installed a pretty good used set of Hella Euro smileys. These are just original E30 headlights, and they were on every E30 here in Europe basically. I also installed the Euro grills, which have some kind of eyebrow running through. The US grill basically is open here. They have cutouts. The European version just give the car, I guess, a bit more aggressive look to it. So the front has been updated to a European front. We swing around the back of the car. It is so beautiful. you can see hasn't changed much from the US car, but we do actually run a long license plate here in Europe, so I had to install a plate filler, which also I think is a better look for the rear of the car, and without it it just looks a bit odd. So you can see here manual, and you can read here automatic. So yeah, this was a automatic car when I bought it, but yeah, I think in a car like this with a lovely 2.5 6-cylinder, a limited slip differential at the back, some good tires, some good suspension, you just gotta have the manual. So I changed out the automatic transmission with a manual setup, of course, using new parts, new BMW brake lines, the whole lot, etc, etc. So yeah, I converted it to a manual. Right, let's take a look at the engine bay, see what's up under the hood of the car. So as you can see, it still has the 2.5 6-cylinder engine. Something to tell about, if I quickly swap around to show you guys the other side of the engine bay. This was in fact a pretty high mileage car. It did have the automatic transmission, so I thought why not, when I also have to do the manual swap, rebuild the engine. And rebuild is of course a partial rebuild. What it for me means is that the cylinder head and the bottom end has been completely rebuilt with new seals, everything checked and everything replaced what needs replacing, new bearings in the bottom end, new seals in the bottom end, new service basically. So it has a brand new timing belt, brand new water pump, all the good stuff has been changed out. But of course a couple of main things will still be the original items that came with this motor, such as the ignition leads, all the sensors and everything that's around the block, if you will, is of course still the original.